Hi, I'm the Honest Pokemon Trainer. I publish content a few times a week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get notified of my latest videos. Hope you enjoy.
I wanna be the very best.
Pikachu?
No one ever was.
So the Pokemon community and the internet in general over the past 2 months has been an interesting place. We've had bouts of feminism, an apology,
I'm deeply sorry. Sorry.
and some really horrible shit. And then we've had etiquette. Yeah, I'm not even touching that one. So yeah, a lot's been going on. The worrying thing for me is that anyone viewing this holy shitstorm at the moment would think that there's only one word to describe the Pokemon community at the moment.
It's fucking rotten, you fucking idiot! It's rotten!
My real worry is that the Pokemon community is becoming so full of bullshit that we're straying away from the important aspects of the game and the reasons why we love Pokemon so much. In a world that's being so heavily dominated by the internet and social media, I feel bit by bit what we love is being eroded away and replaced with this behaviour and ideas that are really not suited for what is meant to be first and foremost a kid's game. The first thing to talk about is probably as serious as it gets. 3 YouTubers, King Nappy, Mudkip Mama and Decador, who have been accused of a range of sexual assaults committed against those under the age of consent. I remember it was the first real week that I thought I was using Twitter properly. I could not believe what was unfolding before my eyes. It seemed that the Me Too movement had come in a big way, and those affected came forward with their experiences of what had happened. Now at this point, no criminal convictions have been brought forward against those involved, and because of this, I won't be commenting on the cases and the evidence that has been presented online. If there are charges brought forward, then the community needs to allow due process to happen unhindered so that the case or potential trial is not jeopardised. However, from what I've seen on Twitter, the evidence is pretty damning, and it's upsetting that this behaviour can find its way into the Pokemon community, considering when there are so many children who play the game. And for those victims who are directly involved, and for those who have been affected in the aftermath, I sincerely hope you receive the support you need. Next up, you have our friend Phillip. Well, where wouldn't we be without him? As usual, there's been the clickbaiting videos aplenty, which have been previously pissing me off, and I've been open about that. However, he actually turned a potential new leaf by actually making an apology video for some of his previous actions. He apologised to a guy called Duncan, which to be fair needed to happen as he made a video about Duncan saying he was the worst thing in the Pokemon community, even though members of, as I said in the previous comment, have been accused of sexual offences with minors. However, he has come forward and apologised, but for some, many may not believe it, some believe it's too little too late. However, we do need to remember, he hasn't committed a crime at the end of the day. Sure, he's pissed off a lot of people over the time, but is there really no room for forgiveness? Sometimes people need a wake-up call to look at the path that they've taken and seek redemption. I understand that it may take a lot for people to forgive him, and some may choose not to, which is their choice, which is fair enough. But considering what this community has been through recently, could there be a chance if he continues to show a change in direction? Apart from the videos which have really annoyed me, he can make some really good content. He can bring a lot of interesting points and discussions to the table. I would love to have a discussion with him about aspects of the VGC community world, such as cloning and time stalling. However, he just needs to stop going on a rant when he seems to want somebody's blood all the time. Next on the agenda is the sudden rise of politics that came from really the past few weeks. A very popular YouTuber by the name of Jubilee came forward with her views of feminism. However, some of her tweets did not go down very well with the Twitter, because obviously all men are pigs. I've seen some of the YouTube stuff and I really do enjoy it. However, whenever you put forward tweets like she did, there was always going to be some backlash. I think one of her tweets really solidified her position and was really the one that pissed off people. The main tweet which got people stirring was when a guy Joshua Spencer replied, "And how is that equal? If both men and women have the same jobs and the same rights, then it would be equal and not one sex completely dominating the other." Whereas Jubilee responded, "It's equal because men have dominated women for thousands of years, so now it's your turn, dipshit." Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to go down well. Now, I am not going to start bashing her for her ideas. That's her opinion. If she wants to have that opinion and share it, that's fine. We live in a democracy that allows free speech, and more power to her. Do I agree with her opinion? No, I really don't. And do I think she's got the right to say it? Of course she does. The problem is, with tweets like this, you're going to get some kind of backlash, especially when you have nearly 20,000 YouTube subscribers, and a lot of them will be men. The comments she did receive in the backlash weren't just from men, as I could see there was a lot of women also disagreeing with her as well. Now, from what's been shown, there have been a lot of abuse back and forth, and it would not been very nice to see. However, there have been death threats flowing around, and even her boyfriend Michael has told someone to die when he was trying to defend of someone being rude to her. I honestly believe that there is a line that should not be crossed, and death threats pretty much does it. So if you're throwing death threats around, whether you're being serious or you're just using it as a joke, just knock it off. If you don't like someone's opinion, then argue against it, but remember just where that line is, because if we cross it, it can really bring a lot of harassment and distress to somebody. Now, Jubilee has said she will be removing herself from the Pokemon community, but will still be doing Pokemon related content on YouTube. Yeah, I was kind of confused by this myself, but she later clarified this in the following message, saying that she would not be commenting on Pokemon related matter. I'm still confused by this because although trying to remove yourself from the Pokemon community will be very, very difficult if you're still running a Pokemon related channel, doing streaming, mixing with the Pokemon community. But you know what, you do you. All the best to you, and I hope everything goes okay. But at the same time, that got me thinking about something else. What direction are we really going in, and has something been lost? When I started playing Pokemon, it was the age of 11 years old, right at the beginning, and it was all about who had the better Mewtwo and who actually had a Charizard card. Honestly, if you had one of those, my god, you could fucking do anything. You could probably tell a teacher to fuck off and do your own homework, and if I had a Charizard card by now, I'd probably be ruling the world. I was around before the internet got so big. I was back there at the dial-up days of AOL, where you could not use the internet and the phone at the same time. So whenever Pokemon really met, it was a proper geek fest, and the only thing on people's minds at the time was full-blown Pokemon. However, as the growth of the internet has become so large and the impact of social media has become so apparent, I feel that we're talking less about Pokemon and more about shit that is not really relevant. However, paedophilic acts need to be removed as quickly as possible, and rightly so. However, constant moaning and bullshit and politics is not what the Pokemon community should be about. Twitter is just so full of bullshit sometimes. However, I do stick with it because I feel I can engage with a lot more people than I did with Instagram. And honestly, I've met a whole heap of interesting people, and it's only been a few months since I've actually been doing this, and I'm really grateful for all the support and all the friends I've made down the way, and I hope to make it a lot more in the future. To make my point, the international championships are just happening in Germany, and I have not heard fuck all about it. We should be discussing the teams that people are using, the interesting decks that people brought, how to make improvements, how to get more people to tournaments. I know that VGC has been on the decline over the past few years, and I would love to see more people go, especially children, because eventually they're the lifeblood of going forward. But I've never seen discussions about how good different teams are, but maybe this is just restricted to the Discord servers where you can be a bit more selective about who you want in there. Also, the anime. I've been told it's the best story in a long time, but I do not seem to hear much about it. And the good thing is Detective Pikachu's on the way, and we should be absolutely raving about that. I feel we need to push the issues that really matter in the Pokemon world. In reality, it's a kid's game, and there are a lot of people that have grown up with this, including myself, and want it to flourish rather than eat itself out from the inside in. I am, however, over the moon with the amount of Nuzlockes and new projects that seem to be in the works from other YouTubers. This does give me a real sense of hope that things really are going to improve. On a more positive note, I recently became a father to little baby Hiccups. Yes, that is Pan from Dragon Ball Super, but I don't have artwork for her yet. Both she and the boss are doing really, really well. She's amazing, keeping me awake throughout the night, weeing on me, shitting on me, and vomiting on me, but I honestly would not have it any other way. I hope I can bring her up to be a little Pokemon trainer, but I just hope I can instill the good things about the Pokemon world that I have found when I started playing back when the internet was not even a thing. I just need to make sure the boss will let me get her into some Pokemon clothes, but at least it gives me an excuse to watch episode after episode of the anime. So March and April have been really shitty for the community, but now we're in May, so maybe it's a time that it rebuilds and starts going forward. Look towards Sword and Shield as a new beginning and try to remember the aspects of why we fell in love with Pokemon in the first place. I want my daughter to grow up in the community, but I want it to be one that I feel comfortable being involved in and not have to defend her with a literal sword and shield. Some may be watching this and going, HBT, you are full of shit, and that's fair enough. It is highly unlikely that we're going to see eye to eye on each point. I just hope, however, we can look back at the mess and go forward to something better. Anyway, I'm off. I'll be interested to hear what you all think in the comments, and until next time everybody, I'll see you later. Bye bye.